The first thing we look at is their performance goals, so it really helps me to be on tour here because I can hear what the coaches are trying to achieve for the team, and then I ask every single player, what's your goal for performance, not for nutrition. I want to hear, I need to be faster off the ground, I need to be faster going to the next position, I need to be able to sprint faster. So that is my starting point, and then we do an assessment of what they are eating, and we look at the timing of when they're eating, we look at the types of foods that they're eating in their day and whether or not they're eating the nutrients they need to respond to the training they've got to deliver the performance outcome. Like the general public, I feel that most women wake up trying to be on a diet and they don't eat enough. It's something we really fight against with the squad because they're not like the general public. They exercise a lot, and when you exercise you need to fuel it, so we need to make sure they're eating enough to get the performance outcomes we want from the training they're doing. So top 3 foods or supplements specific to female athletes. Number 1 is breakfast. Number 2 is probably encouraging them to eat more carbohydrates because I think a lot of the social media space has come down on carbs to drop body weight. And I'm following at the moment trying to encourage them to eat plenty of dietary fibre from a lot of different sources, at least 30 grams a day, because that's really good for gut health. So a healthy gut means good mood, healthy body, healthy immunity, healthy function. So for protein, it's different every day depending on their training load, but we encourage them to have protein about 5 or 6 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea, and I encourage them to have supper before they go to bed as well. So they've got really good nutrients in their bloodstream while they're sleeping. That's when growth hormone's doing its work, so they need some protein and some carbs to optimise that. When I come to choosing supplements, the first thing I'm thinking about is what nutrients they need to be consuming to respond to the training they're doing to have a performance outcome, right? And if we can get those nutrients from food, then we always choose food first. So when we're looking at things that are hard to get in adequate quantities from food, creatine, it's got multiple benefits for a sport like rugby. It's really good for improving repeated sprint performance, helps gain muscle strength and power in response to the gym training they're doing. It's a primary first fuel for both muscle and brain, so it's quite useful in that regard. We also use some caffeine supplements so that we know what dose of caffeine the players can have before training or before games. So they're things like the caffeine gums. Some of our gels have got caffeine in them. We've got a pre-workout that's got caffeine in it. And probably one of the other popular ones with the squad is a little hydration tablet with electrolytes in it, so that they drink a lot of water to keep themselves well hydrated, and that just gives them a bit of flavour and mixes things up a bit, so they'll have those tablets from time to time. I think with the HealthSpan Elite products, the most useful and successful has been using the carbohydrate gels. The players really like those. They like the consistency, they like the flavours. We've got a few different flavours. For the gels, we also use them at half time, so during games at the half times they get a good 24 grams of carbohydrate, quick hit that's easy to get down without filling up their stomach too much, and they can get back out there and do it again in the second half.